Hi everyone, it's a great day because I'm seated across Varun Gupta, co-founder of Boult, and it sounds like a good day, and I think our viewers are going to be super excited. So if you could say hi to them and say a few lines, we'll get started.
Hi everyone, I am Varun. I'm a co-founder at Boult. I co-founded Boult in 2017 along with Tarun, and 7 years into this journey, we today are India's #1 rated audio brand, the second largest audio brand, and the fastest growing wearable brand in the country. We're proudly bootstrapped, and we were recently awarded as the Bootstrap Champ of the Year. And it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you, Pooja, at the Acco Byte, and I am really excited for some interesting conversations.
So congratulations on the award firstly.
Yeah.
We'll get to that because there must be so many challenges to being bootstrapped, and hats off. But firstly, I want to get back, I want to start with actually the person behind the company. And I don't know how many people know that you are a musician at heart. Of course, you've done engineering and I think a business degree as well.
Yes.
So I want to know how this all came together to create Boult.
Yeah. Very interesting journey, and my parents used to tell me when I was growing up that whatever you do in life is going to help you somewhere, even though you think that right now something might be futile and not so fruitful. So I happen to be a musician by hobby. There's a nice cute guitar that we have.
I saw that.
Camera can capture. So I used to play music for my school band, college band, and it's been a constant hobby and a passion. Moving on, so I did my engineering. I did my engineering computer science, did my MBA, did 3 jobs. I ran 3 startups before starting Boult.
Wow.
And in that process, my business degree helped me understand marketing, business. I ran my 3rd startup, which was about e-commerce consulting. So that helped me push into understanding the e-commerce landscape. We also happened to work with a lot of audio brands, so acquired some domain expertise in that sense. So my love for music, of course, was pushing me to drive something or create something in this space. So I couldn't become a musician, so I thought I'll help other musicians listen to some beautiful music.
So how do you narrow down to creating, you started with the audio space. So how did you narrow down to that specifically? Because even if you want to do music, maybe, in other areas you could have ventured. So how did you decide that I want to get into this, I think catering to audiophiles, I would say, to begin with. So how did you?
So while to start with, it was my love for music, but when I actually started Boult, it was a very scientific, very well-informed decision because I was running a consulting firm. We used to work with a lot of audio brands, work with e-commerce marketplaces. So we had identified an exact opportunity about the right product, right pricing, right channel, what colors, what sort of designs. We had data about click-through ratios, the conversion rates, and so on and so forth. So in that sense, then we started designing our own products, and I was very inclined towards building something that looks completely different, feels completely different, and international, because the space was sort of starting to get commoditized. So we wanted products to be completely standing out from the competition, and Indian brands at that point in time, or even today, do not design their own products. So we started with designing a few products. Of course, we didn't have a lot of capital exposure and access, but we started small and thereby kept on scaling that up. So we started with wireless neckbands, moved to true wireless, launched smartwatches in the year 2022. So the penetration has happened for wireless products. The ASPs have gone up. Now we see Indian consumers looking for more awareness. There's a huge amount of awareness in this category, so they're looking for better products, they understand the product, the category. So we've seen a huge shift in terms of the form factor, the size, being wired wireless, in terms of tech specs, in terms of colors, in terms of the tech itself available. And now there's a fitness angle in a lot of products that we sell, including, of course, smartwatches. So smartwatches as an industry just happened in the last 6 to 7 years, and it sort of exploded from the year 2020 to 2023. So when we started launching audio products between 1,500 to 2,500 rupees, which were better in terms of performance, design, functionality than the Indian players. However, giving the same or similar functionality as the international players, but at roughly half the price point, giving it a sweet spot for the consumers to make an obvious choice to buy top quality 4+ star rated products on e-commerce platforms.
Okay, and now we talk about your premium home audio and the dashcams. So what's the strategy around that? And that's something recent, of course. So
sure.
Yes.
So we launched home audio about 5 months back. We'd launched a couple of SKUs back in 2019, but then we held it back. And we've come back with a bang, and we've launched 6 SKUs from a 40 watt to 120 watt to 120, 250, 500 and 625 watt. And there are two models with a partnership with Dolby as well.
Okay.
There's a 4.1, there's a 2.1, 3.1 and so on and so forth. So there are multiple models. The idea is to get into every Indian household in every capacity. So we primarily were focused up till the year 23 around personal audio products and true wireless earphones.
Okay.
But then we moved and graduated to speakers and home audio products as well, to be able to acquire new customers, to be able to get into a higher age bracket as well. Because when we address home audio as a product, we're able to address people at above 35 age bracket as well. So it's been a great category. It's been performing very well. All consumers have been gracious to put in a lot of love and rate our products above 4.2 stars, which has been something that we're very happy and proud of. Dash cameras is one category that is not very big in India yet, but we believe it's going to be big.
Yeah, I think so
and
too.
we're betting heavily on it. So thus we've launched 4 products, different kinds of screens. There's one with touch screen, different kind of capability in terms of the camera capability, functionality, GPS and so on. And there's one with SIM card as well. So we are consistently innovating in that category.
The collaboration with Mustang, because you talked about design being at the #1 spot. So tell us about this collaboration. I, of course, have seen the products, really spectacular looking, really nice. So,
super.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been my favorite as a product designer, and I lead my product design team, and it's been such a beautiful ride, and it gives me so much of adrenaline every time I work on that product, in true sense, because Mustang is all about adrenaline and speed. So we did collaborate with them. It took us about 18 months to get through that collaboration, because we had to go through series of discussions and negotiations, and convincing an international player to work with an Indian partner. For every Indian, buying a Mustang or looking at a Mustang or driving a Mustang is a huge sense of aspiration or a dream for a lot of Indians. So thus we thought it's a great idea to bring that dream into their pockets, and actually at a more affordable price. It became the #1 bestseller on e-commerce marketplaces. It is still rated with double-digit 1,000 reviews with 4.5 stars. So people are putting in a lot of love. We've been hearing a lot from our customers and looking for more. They're looking for more colors, more designs, and we're giving that back, and we're coming with a few more launches with Mustang as well.
No, so I said, and you've been bootstrapped all along this journey? Like it's been 7 years, fully bootstrapped?
Yes, we have been bootstrapped. Just for the record, bootstrapped means companies that do not have external funding. So we've never had any external funding from investment bank, or venture capital fund, or in PE fund and so on. We've been completely bootstrapped. We started very small with the first purchase order of 15 lakh rupees, and today we're a 700 plus crore revenue company.
So the reason I am stressing on this journey of yours of being self-funded is because there's so much of talent in the country, but there's never any capital. The ideas are there, the talent is there. As I said, the stars in their eyes wanting to make it big is there, but everyone holds back because of this lack of capital. But you have made it, and you've done it in 7 years. So just a few lines of advice to all the entrepreneurs there, the young ones and the older ones who are still dreaming of owning their own business.
No, of course, you're still young, but it's not an easy journey, but it is a much more beautiful journey. This journey is startups which are bootstrapped are built on much larger foundations, where founders are very involved. The product or the service that they're building is much stronger, is much more thought through. There are no shortcuts in that process. But of course, we need a lot of patience. But once you come through the initial couple of years and hard toiling, then the ride is much smoother and better. Also, you are not answerable to any third party. And you can make your own choices in terms of what direction you want to take your company in.
Speaking of capital and access to capital, let's touch upon the IPO, which is slated for when?
It's slated for the year 2026. We've been working on it. The fact that we're profitable, growing, and have a decent top line, and the markets are doing great, especially for a couple of consumer brands that have gone into public markets and done really well. So we're looking forward to sort of continue our journey, start that process, and possibly by the second half of 2026, we should be out in the public markets.
So for this coming year, what are the categories that you're going to focus on?
Parallelly working on some new categories, maybe smart glasses, or anything new which we can offer to our consumers as the consumers' preferences, demands, keep moving forward. Having said that, we're also building a premium portfolio for our consumers.
Okay.
We launched a premium series called Clarity. We did work with Mustang and are still continuously working with them for coming out with new products that are, of course, offering consumers a much better product with great design, with great aspiration, speed, aesthetics, and whatnot. And of course, at a great price.
Lovely. It's been so good talking to you. And I also have to end by saying that I walked in, great place to work. I mean, the atmosphere, the vibe, the way you've designed it, the energy, all so good. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking
Pooja.
your time.
Had a great time.
Okay.